Hello guys, Nigel here with you, Nigel's Modelling Bench, and it is, what is it today? Tuesday the 27th of October 2020, and it is 10 to 10 PM, 21:50 here in the UK. So, to those of you in the US, you'll see this in your tea time, I guess. So anyway, I'm going to put this out this evening. As you well know, Nigel's Modelling Bench seems to have become the recreation resin parts for B-52's channel. So as you know, I worked on the tailplanes, and I made these tailplanes with the B-52 in my last video that I put up. I showed those actually being fitted with the inserts and everything. Here's mine here coming together with the filler and stuff going in it. There's a lot of Mr. Surface around this area because I didn't take much care in fitting them. And I've used the old ones with the step in them, so basically the new ones fit much nicer, and they're actually slightly proud, so you can actually sand them back. But even if you do get this, because you haven't fitted them very carefully, it's only a flat surface, it's easy to sand and blend in. So you also remember from that video I started looking at the tail parts, and I've explained in a lot of my videos that if you get the original B-52G, the Old Crow Express kit, this is the tail you get. Now I've sanded off the raised area here for the tailplane in that video, in my last video, because it's incorrect. I've also removed the little horn that was here. In fact, no, there wasn't a horn on this one, sorry, that's on the other one. So so basically this is completely incorrect for any model whatsoever, because what this is actually a D tail, where you've got the actual guns here where my thumb is, and then this here would be a glazed area. Look at my B-52 D build for beginners. You'll see in the last part we looked at the glaze, and I put the glazing in here. This would have been glazed, and then the rear gunner sat in there, and then from the G onwards the gunner actually moved up into the cockpit, and they used cameras and stuff for the guns. So this was actually totally incorrect. So then, and they also had the incorrect shaped nose, and they had the incorrect flaps. There were the wrong weapons in there. So basically what they did, and there was no wing strakelets for the to show that it was a air launched cruise missile equipped aircraft. So basically Modelcollect came up with a set. If you look back about 18 months, 2 years ago, I did a review of it, and they basically come up with a set so that you could actually replace the tail, the nose, add the strakelets, and they gave you some weapons upgrades, and also they gave you the flaps as well. So if you wanted to show your flaps down, if you've got an original Modelcollect G Old Crow Express kit, there are no actuators on the flaps, so you can't really have them hanging down because there's no way of fixing them. So that's what they did with the upgrade set. So along they came with this upgrade tail. Now have a look at this video now. I've taken this from my tailplane installation video. So have a look at this video now, and you'll see the tail as this sort of tail section as it was, because I've done a couple of mods. And in that video I noticed that the Ecm pods on the sides were much too small and too far forward. So I've done both those now, I've split them in half. So basically what I would suggest with this model is you build up two fuselage halves and then glue them together. Obviously, I thought they were too far forward. What it was, they were too small. These are the actual Ecm pods. I took them off and I thought I'll reshape them and make them nice. So these are the actual Ecm pods that were moulded into the sides of the tail. And as you can see, I've made something a bit more accurate, and here we go. So you can see the difference there in the actual size. So there's the Ecm pods there fitted into the Modelcollect upgrade tail. Then I started looking at the position of this little horn. There's a little triangular section needs to go in here behind the tailplane. And I thought, hang on, this doesn't look right. This little sort of cleat in here appears to be too long, and it doesn't go down like that on the real aircraft. So I started looking at some images of the real thing. So I'm going to use this book here. I'm going to stand up and make sure you're not glossed out. And you can see here that that cleat, it only goes sort of, not much further than the gun really. And then we can see on here, this one here, it goes not much further than the gun. And then we've got this picture here, and you can see it doesn't get, there's nothing like that there. And then I started looking a bit more, and I thought, hang on a minute, if you actually look at the form of this and compare it to that picture below, you can see that this is all out of shape. It's the completely wrong shape. And when you put the guns in, yes, I've made some resin guns, when you put the guns in, you can see that the gun should be sticking out way further than this. So I started doing some measurements and scaling photographs. Now this photograph is dead square on. It's looking slightly up, but for actual distances this way, it won't affect it. It's square on, so it's going to be good. This is why I like to use photographs and not drawings, because I know this is correct. I can show you a perfect example. If we look here, this is the 1130 B-52 Stratofortress in action. And if we look at the drawings for the B-52G, that's the F. Look at that, was one page away. Look at this, it says here B-52G Stratofortress Phase 6, and it's got a short tail on it. So what's that all about? Look at the shape of those wing tanks as well. Don't ever trust drawings, guys. Don't ever trust drawings unless you absolutely know they're right. So basically now what I'm going to do is completely modify. I'm going to correct the Modelcollect corrected tail. And basically this has all got to come back about 5 or 6 millimeters. This here is a dome. You can see on here, there's a, on that picture, where was it? The one I just showed you of the back end. Where's it gone? There we go. You can see that is actually, it's like half a sphere. It's like a complete dome. It's not shaped like the Modelcollect one is with a flat back on it. So I'm going to remake all this camera underneath here, and then I need to suss out what this is on the top, because some seem to have it sticking up like that and some seem to have it flat like that. So I'll probably just make it flat, but I need to rescribe it and everything. Scribe in the 40-inch extension, make that flat because the 40-inch extension is a constant profile, so it should be a square edge on the bottom. So basically guys, this is my next project. I need to add the horn in here. I've got these actually glued in the right position. I'm also looking at the fin. The fin on the aircraft looks all out of shape. I don't know what Modelcollect are thinking of with these profiles. If you look at the tail planes as well, they got this sort of even equilateral kind of, when you actually look at the chord, you know, like this, it's all sort of, it's almost like a, you know, a sort of basic aerofoil shape, and they weren't like that at all. They were actually more like the tailplane you can see here. It's kind of more pointed at the back. So there's also the missing, you've got the sensor on the side here, that's missing. The rudder isn't very well scribed in. The form on the top is completely wrong. If you look at this picture here, you can see the form on the top of it is completely wrong. It should be much flatter, and I think it's actually too short as well. So and the air intake is in the complete wrong position. If you look, the air intake is much lower down in that in real life, and also it's not very nice. So yeah, a lot more work required, guys. So basically my next project is going to be this. Okay, so if you're interested in getting one of these from me, basically get yourself prepared, because you're going to have to use aftermarket gun barrels. And I've had a look. Master do a lovely set of 50 cal gun barrels, and you can also get some from Mini. Have a look on Hannant's Mini Arm or something. Mini, I can't remember, they're called now Mini Gun or something. But they look like they're sort of a cast brass, whereas the actual Modelcollect ones, the actual Master ones, look as though they're actually machined, like all their barrels. So they're going to be really nice. So I'm going to get in touch with Master and see if I can buy a job lot, because I know a few of you guys will want this tail. And then what we're going to do basically is we'll drill these out and put the barrels in, so we'll end up with an accurate looking gun. I've managed to cast them. You can see this one here is absolutely fine. This one here, I've got a little bit, got it short on that side. Very difficult moulding these very fine parts. And the other problem is, I'll show you on this one, they're very brittle. Because they're so small, they snap off really easy, as they would with plastic. So of course the other thing you could do, if you get one of these sets off me, is cut the back end off and use the guns that come with this one. Okay, this one has a sort of big insert that goes in the back, so you could use the guns from that. So basically guys, it's just a quick video. That's to let you know what I'm working on. Now I need to be getting back into the B-52 buff build for beginners. I haven't done any work on that one. I've done a little bit of part 24, but I need to get back into that to get you some videos back out. And I also need to get on with the VC10. So if you are one of my Patreon, PayPal subscribers, and you're wondering where part 2 is, I'm sorry, I haven't done it. I need to get on with it. I've actually cast some resin wheels. Here they are here. Quick preview for you. And go on from there. But I think I'm going to make a start on the engines, or I'm going to actually tape all the kit together as a dummy and see what it looks like, because I want to make sure that nose is correct. I noticed James Mower actually commented that it looked like my kit was a lot better than Phil Flory's. I've had a look at Phil's videos again, and it looks like mine is actually the same shape. So something's going on somewhere. I don't know if they've changed the shape of the windscreen. So I'm thinking the best thing to do, put that fuselage together, tape it all together, get the windscreen in, and then we can look at it, and I'll take loads of photographs so we can all look at it on a different angle and see what we think, and then do the mods that we need to do to correct it. But yes, I've also been working on my Land Rover. I've been doing, you can see black on my fingers here, I've been doing some spraying on the gloss parts for that, and there's going to be a video of that very soon on my Land Rover channel. And I've also been really busy making these tailplanes and everything for everyone. They're a complete and utter nightmare to make. I have at least a 50% scrap rate, so we'll go from there. But basically, yeah, this video is just a quick sort of hello, here I am. I'm not hibernating, I haven't gone all here or anything, I'm still here, and I'm going to spend the next couple of days trying to get some serious video content out for you guys, because I think we've got some very wet and cold weather coming in. So I will get some better videos up for you, I'll promise. So yeah, and then look at that, that's my favourite scheme. Look at that, isn't that gorgeous? So basically, yeah, there we go, you can hear the bell now, it's 10 o'clock. So I'll get this video up for you now, and we'll go from there. And if you want to express an interest in these, I'd be grateful. That'll let me know sort of how many barrels I need to buy, if you want to get it all as a set. But basically it's going to come, this gun is as per the kit, so it still pivots like that. It will still go into the actual kit parts, or the actual resin parts. You'll be able to put it in like that, and it will still pivot. Okay, you might want to glue it in, you don't need to play with it. But this part here, I've actually made it from the kit parts. There's one here I made earlier, and you can see there's those little recesses down in the bottom in there, and if you can see them. And basically the gun has small lumps on the side, and you basically clip it in, and then once it's clipped in, I don't think it will ever come out again. Unless you, let me see if I can get this apart. Nope, it doesn't want to come out. So basically you clip that in and it'll never come out again. So there we go. So dimension and everything, the gun looks absolutely fine. Scaling it from the pictures I've got, but it's just this here is all out of shape. Oh, and actually the form on the top is all out of shape as well. I'm also going to be doing an early G tail, because I've noticed they've got way too much taper on it, which is why my tailplanes look so daft. When you actually look at the tailplanes on an early G tail, it's kind of like this, and it's because they've tapered it all in rather than keeping the shape of the fuselage going, and then the taper is actually in the last bit. There's also this here should be straight here, and this here should be tapered in. This 40-inch extension should be straight, so this should be angled out a lot more here. It's just completely wrong. So we're going to put that right. It's actually not too bad in side profile if it was shorter on the top, but from the top profile it's just completely wrong. So watch this space, guys, and I will be back soon with some more resin parts from you for you, and basically you're going to end up with a tail sitting B-52. Bye for now.